Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. My AirPods arrived for this. Actually, cute little things. I'm going to post you a picture of them right now. Cute little 35mm things. And then the size of that. Look at the picture and look at that. No joke, look at the size of it. Oh, it doesn't even fit on anyway because of they are angled, but I mean I could muscle it on, but it would stop the side panel going on. And it would look, I mean I'd look like a clown if we're being honest. Look, I mean that's ridiculous. God. So that was a good laugh yesterday, me and Danny, when they turned up. I think the plan is to get a bit of extension and put it back here. A bit of extension, have it back here. Have a bit of a velocity stack situation going on. Right, last time I cleaned out these carbs and I put fuel to them and they were just spilling, pissing all over the place. Also, when I was trying to start it, it sounded terrible. Someone said it could be the worm gear, the start gear, which I think is in here. I did look online, that does appear to be a common issue. My concern was that something's not right up here, so I think I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to get back into the carbs just because I want to, for my peace of mind. I'll hook up the battery from the car, I'll hold up the floats and I'll see if it's sealing. So I'll do that, and then secondly I'll do a compression test if needed. Just to see kind of what's going on. I don't remember these being too difficult to get to. I think it's the other side. The spark plugs, am I right? I don't remember them being too difficult to get to, so we can do a compression test on this and just see what's happening. But saying that, that's if I pop the spark plugs, it would have to turn over better. So if there is an issue down here, then the compression test isn't going to work. But my kind of first port of call for today is to get these off again. I know that the pump was working, that was all good. I need to see what's going on and why they're not stopping. It's a very complex system in some ways. Getting the floats in is so difficult. You have to kind of pull it in with something, hold it up with a little screwdriver and then slide the floats in. So there's a possibility one's fallen out or something, or it's just not sealing at this stage and needs a bit more of a clean. So let me pop these off and we'll have a look. So when checking carb floats, here's our float system. It's in here. It's very simple. The fuel builds up in here, lifts the float until the needle stops it. Simple as that. Like a plunger in a toilet. Up and stop, up and stop. Now how do you test that? Well, at the moment, if I blow through here, I obviously have to block this pipe, otherwise it'll go straight through. But if I blow through here and the float's down, we should hear air. It should just come through air. Once I lift the float, it should stop. It's quite, quite simple. If air's not getting through, fluid's not going to. So we're definitely getting air, and we will definitely be getting fluid through. Right, so that float is absolutely working. If it's sealing air, it will be sealing fluid. I did feel like it was the second carb that was causing issues, so that's all good. Right, let's look at the next one. look, stuck. The float has trapped under the slide. Look, it's stuck open. There you go, we found our issue. Well worth looking into that. So, like I said, it's very tricky, this system. If I slide this out now, be wary because we're going to lose the needle somewhere, but if I slide this out, it should... Oh, it's well stuck. What I'm going to try and do is get something in, push the float back up. I've got spares if I need it. But this is what would have been happening, and this was filling up and it was coming out the side. So we have found our overflow issue there, and it shows you, well worth looking into a carb. That's what you should have. That's a trapped open. That means just air and fluid, on fluid is going through the whole time and overfilling. Alright, cool. I'm glad we found that. Let me have a poke around and see if we can get it fixed. I'll leave the camera running. Someone messaged the other day, someone fairly new to the channel, and said they like seeing some of the fast forward footage. I guess you can always slow it down yourselves if you wanted to. I just try and minimize, because otherwise my the lengths of the recordings will be way too long, you know. There's some tips and tricks you can do to keep these in. One of the ways I do it, which obviously failed last time, is I push this in, leaving the open part here on this side, and I use a flathead to hold it like this, make sure the gap's there, and then I put the slide in and slide it in through that gap like this. So let's make sure it goes into the gap though. That's something, there you go. That's something I appear not to have done last time. Then make sure the trap comes all the way around, because that's possibly what went wrong last time. There you go, that's it. There you go. So now we know, look, our system is working. We can just test that again, just to be sure. Now, one thing that's a little bit interesting, but it's probably okay because it's a fuel pump system, is it's still a bit restrictive. I wonder if we need to put the tab down a touch to see if the flow is better. Nah, it seems alright. Okay, so fairly quick fix there, as long as that stays. I mean, there's no reason why it wouldn't stay in place. I've actually angled the bike like this on its side. If anyone's working on one of these viragos, if you angle it against the side stand when working on the carbs, it makes life a bit easier for you, because these floats stay in. For example, when you're on the side stand, they slide off. I'm going to put it all back together. I've got the car for the battery there, and I'm going to bring that down and we'll fire it up. I'm having real issues with batteries at the moment. The Harley battery's dead. I bought it in March. I put it in the Harley in April. So it's been on the bike 6 months and it's dead. Now, I've gone through the manufacturer. I've gone through the warranty, probably for the first time ever, for someone like me. But I bought an upgraded battery. It cost 80 quid, guys. I could have got one for 30. Actually, they should be able to be recharged many times. These modern new batteries, that's why, you know, Teslas can all function. They can be recharged again and again and again and hold their capacity. So for this one to fail in 6 months, I mean, I know I don't use the bike. I know I left it sit, but I charged it 2 weeks ago anyway on the trickle charger. And that's a dud battery. Now, the company have been fine, but when I went to do a claim through the eBay company, it ended up that Hendler was the company distributing these batteries, and I've had trouble with their coils in the past. They're not great. I've actually got one on here now, so I don't know if that will function too well. So yeah, I'm going through the manufacturer. It all seems to be cleared. I'm going to get a brand new battery next week for it. But and Sultan's battery from Tainer Batteries, that didn't charge either, and that's also only 8 months old. We put that in when he did this bike. I'll have to go to my videos to see when that was, but it's not that long ago. And it's not okay, guys. If you buy a battery and it lasts less than a year, go through the manufacturer, go back on eBay, message the person you bought it off, get the details, and go through the manufacturer. Batteries should last 5 years. There's no reason why they shouldn't. A cheap battery should last 5 years. A good battery should last 10 years. And it's not about trickle charging and all that either. It's about quality. So if you're getting dud batteries, send them back. Use the manufacturer's warranty. Right, let me button this back up. I'll put it in a position so I can hook it up to the car. And we'll go for fire up round 2. So what might we see here? Same issue. Carbs could overflow. Shouldn't, because we've just tested them, but could. We could still have the same cranking issues. I mean, it could fire up even with them cranking issues, but we could still have the same cranking issues. We've cleaned the carb thoroughly, so we could have a starter and a better running bike than we had before. We could have a bike that starts, but the bottom end still sounds a little bit notchy. Although I wonder if carb balance is anything to do with that. We could have anything. Let's prime first. Let's see. There you go. It stops priming. Once it's sealed, it stops priming. So choke on. Side stand up. Crazy, it sounds like a weak battery. It's probably definitely that starter clutch. Let me fire up the car just in case. It doesn't sound too bad. It doesn't sound too bad at all. That's choke off now. What I want to test is, now that it's loosened itself up, what's it starting like? Has it got over its stutters? Still got it. It's definitely got that starter gear issue.